I'm back up. I think I'm back live, but let me just make sure. And let me see if the people come back. Because I need to continue that, man. I need to continue what I was doing just there. So we was just in the middle of a live, alright? And I've never had this happen before, but it said stream unavailable, stream suspended for policy violations. That's what people were telling me on the chat, right? Someone said maybe because I shared, I'm just going to let them know in the other chat. That I let something play for too long, like a famous or like a big podcast, that I let it run for too long, right? Because I'm sharing this Benzino Drink Champs. I didn't do the whole 3 hours. I've just done the last like half an hour of it, and it shut it down. I just really hope that live that I just done is still downloadable, and I can get the content that I need from it, because that was a great live. Shout out to everyone that was locked into that. I'm just kind of, I mean, I can do this later, but I'm just too eager. I'm gonna have to just check on that quickly now. Yeah, I think that live will still be there. I'll at least be able to download it, but yeah, it was stopped during the stream. Cool, but I'm live again. I'm just giving it a little minute to see if any certain people come back and jump back onto the new live. Cause boom boom boom. We've got someone in the thing. It's still there. What's still there? What's still there, bro? Am I here? You seeing me? Or is the other video still there? You can still see it. Can you actually watch it though? I'm clicking on it. I can't watch it. It says suspended, right? You can't like actually watch it, but it's there. On my back end, I can see it. So hopefully that means... Oh no, you can actually watch it. You can actually watch it. It's still there. All right, that's excellent news. Oh, bro, that would have given me a heart attack, man. You know what I'm saying? The last stream saved. That would have given me a heart attack. Because I done so many reactions there that I want to break up into separate videos. And the way this works, right, I haven't got it set up so that it records while I'm going. I have to download it back from YouTube, and it's annoying because it takes like 24 hours before you can download it, or at least the next day. Because if I did try to do it to save on my computer, but it was just a nightmare. And it made everything run really slow. So, I'm back. We probably lost quite a few people, but I'm just going to continue this for the sake of the tape, because I'll actually, when I upload this as its own video, I'm going to probably chop the two together, and hopefully the other people can catch up with us.
And a lot of black people, and he's employed a lot of black people. We can't allow these...
No, I need to pull this bit up. So I mentioned this on the last one, right? That I said he does get to a bit about him employing black people or putting on black rappers and stuff like that. And that Eminem, basically the Eminem's giving back to the culture, right? Someone's in there. Shade Print finally in the here live. Walko Hanova. Yes, big up family. Big up, man. I know you interact on quite a few of my things. And I just realised the other day that you're the person who made the Reg Sweet Jones video with like the really sick artwork and all of that, man. I had a look at your page, and I think I see some other kind of similar work. So big up on that, man. I always like that video when you've done it. So yeah, big up on your work, bro. And yeah, I'm gonna pull up on this. I've been here live for 2 hours already, bro. It just crashed and I've had to start again. So you're jumping in midway. I'm reacting to this Benzino interview on Drink Champs, and actually realizing that he's saying some really deep stuff and he's kind of just been mocked, and it's not quite right.
I hate those bullets. We're in a, like, how can we be the most, hip-hop is the most influential around the world, and we're such in chaos. We gotta organize shit. There's no leadership. I love Minister Farrakhan because he's organized, and he's taken a lot of black men that was fucked up, and he's made them something.
So follow his lead, Zeno. Follow the minister's lead.
I didn't come here to bullshit. I knew what I came here for, man. Nori, like, that shit happened. Diddy's a great man, and Diddy's put money in a lot of black people, and he's employed a lot of black people. We can't allow these.
Pull up. Okay. I remember this now. The first time I watched it, this bothered me. This is one bit that obviously bothered me. So he's like, and don't get me wrong, cool. Diddy, I've done that. You know what I'm saying, there's. I never used to like Diddy as a big Tupac fan, and I kind of felt when Diddy had Making the Band, I thought he was an arsehole or whatever. But I did respect certain business things, and then as he got older, I kind of respected certain things he would say against racism and certain like things he would do and support. But obviously, what we've just experienced recently the other day, we can't undermine that. We can't undermine that. So throughout this whole Benzino thing we watched, I've been supporting him. But whether Diddy's done a lot in that sense or not, we can't undermine what's just been happening and act like it's an agenda. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, fuck Diddy.
People to put narratives on our black. When you look at it, every black man has been. They make money off us. They drain us, and then they vilify us, and they put scandals on us. Stop going against each other.
We can't summarize it like that. And the thing is,
enough is
like, cool. You can make a point in that the media will run with that, and there's racism involved. When the accusations made, stuff like that, they'll attack him more than others. I'm saying, but you know, we had the whole Russell Brand thing the other day. But what we can see is that Russell Brand is able to continue to function and do certain things, and Diddy's maybe lost a lot more. You know, so we can look at the racism and them kind of things, but we can't just say, oh, they just put a scandal on us, and we can't do that, because that's disrespecting the women. You know what I'm saying? Black women a lot of the time. So I'm not down with this part, but you know, I've been really down with a lot of what he said in this interview, though. So that's my main focus.
Enough. Enough is enough. We all come from the same thing. Blood is thicker than water, but mud is thicker than blood. We all from the mud.
Boop, boop, boop. Man said a mud family quote, you know. That's literally a mud family quote, and we come from the mud. I might have to sample this. We used to say that blood is thicker than water, but mud is thicker than blood. Yeah, that is a mud family expression.
Tired of this shit, man. It's just too much. I don't want to be the bad guy. I got an 8-year-old son that I dropped off at school.
Wait. I tried to put it up. Did I forward it?
They make money off us. They drain us, and then they vilify us, and they put scandals on us. Stop going against each other, bro. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We all come from the same thing. Blood is thicker than water, but mud is thicker than blood. We all from the mud.
You're from the mud. I might have to sample that for real.
I don't hate Eminem. I don't know him to hate him. I don't hate white people. Tired of this shit, man. It's just too much. I don't want to be the bad guy. I got an 8-year-old son that I dropped off at school this morning. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm all right. I don't want my DMs filled with. I've had 9 pages knocked down, 1 million. White people think I love all people. Come on, man. All me and Eminem got to do is sit down and talk with each other. Let's sit down and talk. Let's battle. Let's do whatever. But let's at least face to face meet each other.
If that was to happen, would you give him a 5?
Fuck it, man. I'd hug him.
And I think here's an interesting point, man, that I'm saying. Here's where it gets, like, mad, isn't it? Like, and he says, I don't want all these things in my DM. Like, he's literally being harassed. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, maybe he did wrong in the past, whatever. I saw something, Obi Trice or someone was like, look, you dissed Eminem's daughter, so we're never going to forgive you for that. And now Eminem's dissing his daughter. Like, maybe that's why it's the comeback. But how long ago was this, man? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and Eminem obviously doesn't probably look at him as someone he needs to sit down with or care about like that. But when we're looking at all of this, what he's saying here, and the racial issues involved in it, I think that is what he needs to do. He won't, but I think that is what he should do. And he should address some of this. But Eminem's currently doing a documentary called Stans or something about Stans, his own and maybe others, like that concept of like mental fans. Maybe he'll address some of it in that way.
You don't gotta clap for that. Oh, fuck that. I'd hug him. 22 years has been nothing but Eminem. It's not the, and whatever Eminem thought back then, people evolve and they progress. All I ever wanted to do was meet dude. Just meet him and talk to him. We probably just meet him and sit in a room with him with nobody and no cameras and no phones. I don't want to hear this no more. All the white people, the thousands and thousands and thousands of white people that disrespect me for 22 years over this Eminem shit, they'd meet me and they'd love me.
Oh man, I mean, I'm saying the same thing, like, but it's deep. That's what you're saying. All these thousands of white people have been attacking me over this. And when you deep it, that's so fucked up. That is so crazy, man. And they gotta give it a rest, man. And I said this at the beginning, and I'm gonna get to it after. I'm probably gonna be here a while tonight, man. But the fact this started from Benzino attempting to expose his racism, and that no one cared about the racism, and then this was their response. Their response to racism was to shut down the man who brought it to the forefront and make him the villain and spend 22 years ruining his life and bullying him. Is quite wild.
Me. I don't give a fuck. I'm a Boston Mass nigga that was out there, and I've tore shit up. I cry, and people don't see me cry many times because I'm fucked up inside. I'm psychologically fucked up. A lot of black people are. Death and destruction and shit we've been through. Crying helps me. I came around here because I know what this shit does. I know what alcohol does to me. I'm not even drinking, I'm a smoke, but I know. And I came on here with the intentions of drinking so I could just put out what I want to put out. There's no, like, come on, man, we all from the hood. We don't got to front for each other. We don't got to front for each other. We all from the same thing. Celebrity don't exist in our culture, bro. Black people, come on, man. We gotta love each other, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on.
With that being said, right? Black people, we gotta love each other. What is you and Joe Budden's problem? Because y'all light skin.
I love Joe Buttons. I love Joe Buttons.
Light-skinned shit
Switched
going
it
on?
up now.
I love Joe Buttons.
Is it beef at your karate
I ain't got
class?
no. But Joe Buttons said what he said because of what I said with the Eminem thing. He has a podcast. There's no beef with Joe Buttons, man.
That's right.
First of all, I fuck some of the baddest bitches on this earth, on this planet. When you have the Source magazine and you on top like that, you think you ain't got celebrities and everybody else. So
Like
my
Harvey
thing is,
Weinstein.
huh? What?
Don't sound like Harvey Weinstein now.
Harvey, what? I don't rape bitches. Fuck you mean Harvey Weinstein's a fucking convicted rapist.
Yeah, tell him.
Bitches want to fuck me. It's different.
You're a convicted lover.
I don't chase that. I don't chase that attract, homie. Yeah.
Woo, that was hard.
Huh?
That was the right thing to do there. Because, like, because what Nori said there is a bit weird. It's one of the weird things everyone does. Oh my God, don't talk about anything or you might get in trouble. As if people are getting in trouble for things they didn't do. No, that's not the case.
Give some love. Give some love.
You don't chase, you attract. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
My thing is this. Like, I don't, like, first of all,
Or second.
all my baby's mothers are black, and my fiance is black. I've never been married. I'm getting ready to marry I love Ashley. I'm fuck.
One,
Fuck
two,
off
three.
because she's a gangster. Nah. She's a gangster. She don't need that. My thing, I've been through so much in love. All we want as street niggas is love. None of us are really ready to have children in the hood. And that's what's fucked up. When we have children, we're not stable. We're fucking. We're not putting on no rubbers. We're busting. We're like, oh shit. Yeah. Then we have a kid. Now we're fucked up. As a street nigga, how we gonna take care of this kid? We love this kid. Now imagine having a daughter, a beautiful daughter. We're like, oh my God, I've been a piece of shit all my life, and I made that, bro. We're not ready for that. All we could think in our head as street niggas, I gotta get money to make sure that they're okay. That's what I did. Like every other street nigga. We're all the same. It don't matter where we're from. We speak different, but we're all the same. I don't care if we're from Cali, Memphis, Detroit, Houston, Boston. I don't give a fuck. We're all the same, New York. All the same, Miami. We have a dialect different. I'm not here to talk about white people, because then I'll be on somebody's balcony and a nigga be in another thing and there'll be a fucking scope on me blasting, blowing my brains off. You think Malcolm and Martin died for the shit that we doing now? How disrespectful are we doing the dumb shit that we doing to Malcolm and Martin? But Malcolm and Martin, even though Malcolm was with the shits, Martin wasn't, but they still cared about us. They spoke up for the masses. They didn't speak up for they didn't get to the Grammys and say, hey, my wife didn't win fucking Grammys and I'm gonna speak up. No, they speak up for everybody. Hip-hop was given to us to speak up for everybody, for us. This ain't no joke. If we gonna speak up for everybody. When I went against Eminem, I went for the whole community, for everybody. Now everybody's just getting on I gotta take a piss. I'll be back. Yeah, no, I'll be back.
Wait, he's been drinking, boy.
We believe you.
All right. Fucking right.
Yo, is that how it ended? I can't remember.
Piss right here, bro.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. I know I'm drunk, but I know what I'm talking about.
Nah, you good, bro.
I know what I'm talking about. All I'm saying is, love us. If we love us and did what the Jews did, by buying into us and love us, you see how the Jews control banking, media, entertainment. They're in Beverly Hills, Miami. We could do the same thing, but the problem with us is we're killing each other. I want all the OGs and everybody from here on out, I want this to be a love mission for each other. I don't give a fuck where you at. My young niggas, I love y'all. I ain't got shit like y'all ain't got shit at the moment. So I'm with y'all. Do not kill the person that looks like you, because they going through the same shit you through. I'm gonna be the OG of y'all niggas. I love y'all. Y'all niggas need a voice, but y'all are just confusing. Y'all just do not kill, do not shoot the next nigga that looks like you, because they got a mother and father and we all from nothing.
I feel like this is perforated.
Public service announcement.
I feel like perforated.
Taking the picture. Taking the picture. Yeah.
I don't need to clap.
Yo.
No.
And I even gave
I'm gonna
them.
take a piss.
No, yeah, taking the piss in the picture.
Yeah, clap for me taking a piss.
Piss in the picture.
Yo, Benzino, Drink Champs. I did the last half hour. I don't know. Obviously, it's a 3-hour interview. Go watch it if you feel to. The rest of it, but I think I've covered a lot of it as I was pausing and talking along the way. But I think there's a few things that, a lot of it's focused on violence in the black community and blaming black people in the community for it, which is not a conversation I'm going to lean towards or focus on or highlight. It's not, I don't, as a white person in hip hop or not, I don't feel that's my conversation to be had or to lead. I think, there could have been, you could have talked more about how white supremacy causes a lot of that, you know what I'm saying? But I also think that he's in a position where all these thousands of white people attack him all the time. So it's probably difficult for him to come out and say that he's trying to show that actually to all these white people, I'm not a horrible person, I don't hate you. If you got to know me, you'd love me. And yeah, on that whole thing, man, I support it. I think he's just said, I think that was an incredible interview when you deep it. Shout out to Ben Ashby, who said I should do a reaction on that. I didn't intend to react on so much of it, but it grabbed me to the point I felt I had to continue. And you know, all these people that have turned that into memes about how he's obsessing on having a breakdown over Eminem, I think that's quite, it's one side, it's wild and ridiculous, and it's also quite racist. It's quite racist that this man has had a very emotional expression for half an hour about his people and his race and his community, and doing better and love, and from a place of love. And people have turned that into something to shame him for, and saying he's obsessed with Eminem. Where did you hear obsessed with Eminem in any of that? No, he was just reacting to how the beef with Eminem has impacted his life, because it's caused him great distress and abuse and harassment for 22 years, he said. So big up Benzino. And let me just say this. When that beef was going on before, I was a big Eminem fan. I'm a hip hop fan. I didn't care about Benzino as a rapper, and I'm a hip hop fan. I'm an Eminem fan. I thought Benzino was trash, and I supported Eminem in what he did to Benzino, and I enjoyed it, and I reveled in it, and I loved those diss songs. Felt they were some of the best diss songs of all time. I haven't gone to listen to them since. Maybe I should pull that up on it. Not right now, maybe, but yeah, because I don't want to go into dissing Benzino after that. But yeah, like, you know, I was on Eminem's side. And all of that. And now I'm looking at it from a different perspective. So all these people and haters I got in my comments who think I'm just here with an agenda, like, no, I'm an Eminem fan. And actually, as an adult, I'm able to look at things through a new lens and see the politics behind them and the white supremacy involved behind them some of the time, you know? So yeah, big up Benzino, man. That was a deep reaction.
Eminem's like,
There's another Eminem part. Am I gonna get into this? So I was gonna get into the racist tapes. I don't know how much longer I can go for, but I was gonna get into the racist Eminem tapes because as I started from the beginning of this, I said, you know, it's quite deep that this happened because Eminem was exposed for doing something racist, and this is how the world and white people responded to their hero being exposed for being racist, was not to hold him accountable, and was to actually shame and ruin the life of the person, of the black person who highlighted the racism. That's quite crazy. So I've just got a video here called Eminem's Darkest Hour, the racist tapes. I just wanted to find a video with the tapes on it, but I guess this is going to explain some of it. I might not play it all, we'll just see what it's saying.
Eminem's like, they call it the racist rap hour tapes.
The racist rap hour, you know, that Eminem and his group at the time, you know, it was 3 other white guys, had made this whole tape with a lot of racist stuff on it.
There was actually more records.
Yeah, where he's saying and all that shit.
Yeah, like calling black people mother.
Oh, this is like a whole little documentary. It's 15 minutes, 16 minutes long. Maybe when I end up watching it all, we'll see in it. But it seems like it's edited into an actual story here. I didn't notice what we were going to be watching.
Monkeys and stuff like that.
It was when Benzino decided to say, hey, Eminem is a racist.
We need to listen to this track.
We can hear the music now.
I'll get straight to the point. Black girls are bitches. That's why I'ma tell you, you better pull up your britches. Cause all that cash is making your ass drag from the boyfriend you ganked. Black girls and white girls just don't mix because black girls are dumb and white girls are good shit. White girls are good. I like white girls.
Black women are bad, white women are good.
Bruh. So long story
Bruh, indeed, yeah. I mean, I've heard that before. I haven't listened to it in a while, but yeah, I mean, we know the story behind it. I guess they'll get into it. But, bro, that's wild, bro. Yeah, this is how you come up feeding.
Sure, in the early 2000s, Eminem had been beefing this guy named Benzino. And Benzino happened to be the co-owner of The Source, basically the biggest publication in hip-hop at the time. And nearing the end of this beef, in late 2003, Benzino got his hands on some tapes of Eminem spitting some allegedly racist bars, and they called it Eminem's Racist Rap Hour tapes. So they decided to try and cancel Eminem before people were even talking about cancel culture. They released a CD of them and put them out with an issue of their magazine. Even just for that reason alone, I think this is a video worth making and a time in hip-hop history worth revisiting. Now, before we get
this is interesting. So, I've just paused it on this guy's name, I guess. Jono Ramsey. It's obviously an English guy who's looking into this. So this will be interesting to see. Is he a Eminem stan who's going to frame this against Benzino? Is he going to frame it against Eminem? Is it going to be impartial? We'll see. I just wanted the information, and this was, from the titles, looked like it would be the clearest information.
Get further into this video, I just want to make it very clear that I'm not suggesting that Eminem's a racist. I don't think that Eminem's a racist. Actions speak louder than words, blah blah blah. But in the same vein, when you hear these tracks, they're pretty bad. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to break down the whole story of Eminem's Racist Rap Hour tapes for you. That's how they came about. Are they even Eminem? And if so, did he get off light? So let's not waste any more time and let's crack right on with the video after you've subscribed. Hit that subscribe button now. You've done it.
I haven't subscribed, but I'll decide if I'm going to subscribe at the end, depending on his angle.
So this Benzino fella, before becoming the silent co-owner of the Source magazine, had a so-so rap career. Nothing particularly special, but he made a couple of tracks that charted in the top 50. Anyway, in 2003, after a couple of years away from music, Benzino dropped a diss track out of nowhere aimed at Eminem, called Pull Up Your Skirt, calling him the 2003 Vanilla Ice.
I don't think we could say it was out of nowhere. I'm not 100% sure on this part of the story. I'll look more deep into it, but didn't Eminem, from his first album, come out dissing the Source? Because we something only getting 2 in the Source, and there was a whole lot of lyrics dissing the Source, right? And then talks about XXL, that he'll push them to attack the Source, kind of thing. So maybe I've always felt Benzino came back at Eminem because of all the Source disses.
He went on to drop a couple more and a full mixtape of Eminem disses, to which Eminem replied with 2 diss tracks of his own. You might remember this stanza in Like Toy Soldiers, where Eminem addresses the issue. No, I'm not going to rap it. You can just read it right here in front of you. You've probably heard it a few times when you were 12 and you thought this was the best rap track ever. You thought it was extremely emotional and it really touched you. It might still touch you now. Anyway, you've read it. Let's move on. According to recent Vlad TV interviews with David Mays, the other Source co-owner, Benzino essentially went after Eminem with the diss track because he thought M was overhyped because he was white, and that his immense fame could potentially be damaging for hip-hop culture in the long term and prevent more talented black artists breaking through.
But by 2002, I think, is when 8 Mile is coming out. And this is when the media goes into kind of overdrive, the mainstream media, and it's like, Eminem is the king of hip-hop, he's the greatest to ever do it. They're just, going crazy with, the way they're portraying him. And I think that, rubbed Benzino the wrong way. And I think it had him thinking like, this could be bad for hip hop, that just like Elvis was used to change the trajectory of rock and roll music and cut out black folks.
Shout out to Vlad TV, by the way, and specifically Sean Prez.
I want to respond to what my man's saying, though. But yeah. I mean, I think I would have disagreed with that back then. But I think now, looking at the things I've been looking at, and if we're looking at Tom McDonald and how extreme it's gone as far as a rapper being openly racist and literally catering to a racist fan base, at least, I don't, he's not going to achieve it. He's not going to achieve taking over hip hop, but Eminem fans and the racism involved in that is a very, very real conversation.
because he's been asking literally anyone that sits down on the couch in front of him about these tapes in the last literally 2 years, like some interviews as recent as 2022. So Sean's keeping this stuff fresh in people's minds and asking people about it right now. So a lot of this interview footage that I'm going to be using from Vlad TV is like brand new, recent. So people are still talking about this. So I'm not just bringing it up randomly. Shout out to Sean Perez. Please don't copyright strike this, Sean. Please, Vlad, please do not copyright strike this, please. It's fair use, bro. It's fair use, bro. It's fair use, bro. Please go watch their full interviews after this. I'll link them in the description. So in November...
Well, please forget this brother's name. You don't copyright strike my video ever. It's fair use, yeah?
2003, after all the disses had been sent back and forth, 3 dudes arrived at the Source offices trying to sell tapes allegedly featuring Eminem spitting some racist freestyles.
Eminem's like, they call it the racist rap hour tapes. I was like, really? I said, man, I jumped on the next thing smoking. Met with the guys. It was like Maddox.
Maddox, what's up, man? I know you want to smile.
I don't know the other guy's name. I just was like, man, where's the tapes? How much y'all want for it? I didn't even want to have no comments. Dave wanted to hang out with. How much you want for the tapes, and where they at? So they had been trying to sell them already to Irv Gotti, and they wanted 50 bands for them. They had tape trying to sell the tapes for over a year. They were just trying to get 50,000. I said, I'll give you 15.
So apparently these 3 dudes who used to be friends with Eminem back in the day had been trying to sell these tapes for over a year for $50,000. So they finally ended up at the doors of the Source after all the Benzino diss track stuff happened. Benzino wouldn't give them 50k, but he did give them 15k. After the Source had got their hands on these tapes, they then held a press conference, inviting as many journalists down as possible in the hopes of encouraging some sort of national outcry and getting Eminem an old-fashioned cancelling. I know I've already played a part of this press conference and when he plays the tune, but we need to run it back because it's just so hilariously awkward.
It's the same way that you guys have treated Mike Tyson. You guys are treating Kobe Bryant. You guys have treated R. Kelly, O.J. Simpson. We can hear the music now.
I'll get straight to the point. Black girls are bitch.
Okay. I've been Team Benzino in a lot of this, but I pulled him up on the Diddy bit. And now here he's doing, like, he's got a weird connection with sexual assault crimes committed by black people and accusations against black men. And tying it up into all of this, that's weird, bro. Yeah, that is awkward. That is very awkward. And especially mentioning R. Kelly when that's obviously before R. Kelly. That was when R. Kelly was accused back then, when we did know he was guilty because there was videos. But you know, it's shameful that how many years it took to actually find him guilty.
I'll get straight to the point. Black girls are bitches. That's why I'ma tell you, you better pull up your britches. Cause all that cash is making your ass drag from the boyfriend you ganked. And that's pretty bad.
Although the scandalous nature of Eminem's lyrics have given Benzino and the Source a newfound support for their claims, perhaps the biggest revelation of the press conference was how bad Eminem was just 10 years ago, and how much he's improved since.
Oh, how bad he was at rapping generally.
Apparently there's 2 tracks on this tape, and the one that you heard at that press conference came to be known as Foolish Pride. It's about 5 minutes long, just short of 5 minutes long in full, and the entire theme of it is being disrespectful towards black women. And the other one came to be known as So Many Styles. It's only 36 seconds long and features someone that calls himself Eminem saying the N-word.
And so many times I might get thrown, and here's a place where I like to roam. And all the girls that I like to bone have the big butts. No, they don't, cause I don't like that shit. I just here to make a bigger hit. When I be kicking, the hype is dope is trying to say that Eminem is the best to see it of all times.
So at the end of this press conference,
I don't think I even ever heard that one before. I don't think I ever heard that. That's wild, yo. I mean, the whole thing is wild, but that is definitely very, very, very wild. And I want to get to the point to see whether this guy thinks he got off lightly or not, but he definitely did.
Benzino let everyone know that he was planning to release these tapes on a free CD with the next issue of the Source magazine. Shady Records did not want that to happen, so they took the Source to court in December 2003, literally the month after the tapes came out, to try and stop them publishing the recordings. Shady Records went after the Source in a copyright infringement.
So, I mean, I'm not saying they shouldn't do this. Obviously, you're gonna do that, but they basically used white supremacy, used the white supremacist court system to go and try and shut this down, and white privilege. Chris Hayes says that second one don't sound like him. It sounded like him to me. Obviously, it's older, and like I'm pretty sure I think he said he's going to talk about whether it is him in this. I think that's a ridiculous part, because I saw in something else already today and a number of times that there is a tape where he says the N word. I just don't think I'd heard it. So I'm pretty sure this has already been confirmed.
Case, and the judge actually ruled in favour of the Source. The judge only let them put a small portion of the tape out, about 20 seconds, under fair use law. And I'm sure anyone that uploads stuff to YouTube will know about fair use and, you know, how vague it is. So 20 seconds in what was a landmark case where the people using the so-called copyright material actually won the right to publish some of it. And apparently the tape was a lot longer than the 2 tracks that we know now that are widely available online.
The thing is, though, yeah, Chris Hayes again saying the first one did. Look, there's an entire court case based on these tapes, so we know they're real from the court case. Like, that's a fact. See if I get proved wrong when he gets to talking about that part. But yeah, it's mad, because I see Benzino in another interview saying, you know, if that's allowed to happen now, he would have just put it online. That would be. He was trying to put it because he was trying to publicly release it. He had to go through this whole thing and basically got blocked from releasing it in full. And he also said recently that he doesn't even have the original copy anymore. Spent 15 grand for it, but he doesn't even have a copy of it. Like, nobody has a copy.
To an hour. Obviously, Eminem's racist rap hour. Despite Eminem's best efforts, the Source were true to their word, and they published a combined 20 seconds of both of the tracks that I've played you in February 2004, alongside their magazine that featured an article with interviews of people who claim to be friends with Eminem and who were there when the recordings were made in the early 90s.
Mad.
The front of the
I didn't
CD
even read
reads,
that.
The Source exposes Eminem's racist songs and the secret agenda to steal hip-hop from the streets. In an attempt to suppress several blatantly racist songs Eminem recorded back when he was 21 years old, his record company, Shady Records, sued the Source this past December. In a landmark decision by federal judge Gerald E. Lynch on Monday, December 22nd, the Source was given the right, in the interest of freedom of the press, to include a total of 20 seconds from the songs on this CD.
The hype is dope, is proud to say that Eminem is the best MC of all time.
So the big question, are these tapes even?
Before we get to this question, Shade Prince said, I think the reason Eminem fans were so rabid towards Benzino was because of how he exposed M. And when you deep it, that's really it, innit? It's like millions of white fans and white people all over the world getting defensive about a white person being exposed for racism. A white hero being exposed to racism. And now since I've been so active in speaking against racism and against white people in hip-hop being racist, I see that defensiveness every day. So I completely see it. Like, literally every day, they just get their back up. Like, no, it's not racist. No. And then they will attack anybody involved. They will literally do anything. They'll make you the villain. Like, I'm a villain. I'm the villain to them now. For all these Tom McDonald fans, I'm the villain. Yeah. And it's just all literally intertwined into white supremacy. I know it's Eminem, but let's see what this thing's about.
And the logical answer is yes. How could you take someone to court for copyright if you don't own the thing you're taking them to court for copyright for? If you
there you
make
go.
It. So even just taking them to court for copyright is essentially admitting ownership, as far as I'm concerned. Because if not, you'd just take them to court for libel or slander or something else for them claiming that these tracks were you. But according to Eminem and the Shady Records team, it's not quite as simple as that. The longer track, Foolish Pride, Eminem took ownership of straight away, putting out a statement not long after the Source press conference that read, Ray Benzino, David Mays and the Source have had a vendetta against me, Shady Records and our artists for a long time. The tape they played today was something I made out of anger, stupidity and frustration when I was a teenager. I'd just broken up with my girlfriend, who was African American, and I reacted like the angry, stupid kid I was. I hope people will take for it the foolishness that it was and not for what somebody is trying to make it into today. However, when it comes to the second recording, the 36-second one where someone drops the N-word, Eminem was less keen to claim ownership of that one. His manager Paul Rosenberg told MTV News that neither he nor Eminem had heard or heard of that first track. So let me play this again so you can judge for yourself here.
Cause I just grabbed the microphone and I just gotta get so hype, but I'm speaking a hypertone. And so many times I might get thrown. And here's a place where I like to roam. And all the girls that I like to bone have the big butts. No, they don't, cause I don't like that shit. I just here to make a bigger hit. When I be kicking, the hypest, dopest rhymes to say that Eminem is the best MC in of all times. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Surely if the...
I'm just wondering if Chris Hayes, who claimed it wasn't him, have you watched these videos before, or have you already seen people claiming that wasn't him before?
First track is Eminem, then the second track is going to be Eminem, because it kind of sounds the same. The guy on the track says that he's Eminem. Both of the tracks are coming from the same source, no pun intended. They're coming from these three dudes who claim to know Eminem. You know, if the first one's him, so they've legitimately got their hands on that, surely that one's him too.
It's
but
a stupid suggestion.
Even if it was, he couldn't admit that because the amount of damage that it would do to his career and reputation is potentially unthinkable. And another thing, if it wasn't him, surely in court he could have proved that it wasn't him and prevented the source from publishing that in their combined 20 seconds.
Big
because
facts.
the source published clips from this one too.
Big
So the
facts.
judge-
I was more thinking they were claiming that wasn't even part of the court case. This was another tape, and if that was the case, though, they would have sued. They would have sued him. They would have sued the source. If they released a fake tape that wasn't him, they would have sued the source. It just makes no sense. Of course, it's him.
Said yes, you can publish those clips, and Shady Records tried to stop them under copyright. So surely that suggests that Eminem owns that because he's trying to claim that it's him. They could only put 20 seconds of that in as well. So Eminem's claimed a copyright strike against this song.
Chris Hayes said, "No, I never heard them. Not since the original back." Anyways, 20 years ago. Yeah, fair enough, bro. Yeah, but what do you think about what he's saying, though? Because he's completely right. Like, it makes no sense that you could make a copyright claim against a song and block it to only getting 30 seconds released or whatever. If it wasn't you, you wouldn't be able to claim anything if it wasn't you.
Song that he says he's never heard of. That doesn't make sense, does it? Let me know what you think in the comments. So did Eminem get off lightly? In this day and age, yeah. If those tracks came out during the social media era, Eminem would be cancelled before you could say the word cancelled. He would be gone. After dropping Encore in late 2000...
Let me just pull up on that. You lot know I don't believe in cancel culture. I don't believe it's a real thing. I don't believe it exists. Chris Hayes said, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't think Eminem... I don't think if Eminem did that today, he would be cancelled, if I'm being honest. No. I think a lot more people would hold him to account. I think a lot of younger people would not really be fans of him anymore, but a lot of young people are not really fans of him anyway. So I still think he would cater to the Tom McDonald fan base and the millions of people who love him. I don't think it would end much different. Because actually, cancel culture don't exist, and actually racism from white people is very much protected.
2004, Eminem did disappear for a good 5 years before he came back with Relapse. A fact that Vlad TV's Sean Prez thinks might be linked to these tapes coming out and the fallout from them. But I'm not really too sure about that. It feels like a bit of a tenuous link. Obviously, I wasn't old enough and wasn't living in the US at the time or ever. So if you were at that time, did people give a shit about these tapes? Did people react? Was there much of a fallout? Were newspapers going after M? Let me know in the comments, because it's hard to kind of judge now when you're just doing the research on the internet how much impact these tapes actually had on his career, if any. Because if you look back now, a lot of people might not even know about them, so it seems like they had virtually no impact. He just said soz and got on with being the biggest rapper, best-selling rapper of all time.
Yeah, virtually no impact.
Soz.
Someone in the comments said, "Amen, amen, I'm Hotep." All right, well, no wonder you're writing a comment like this. Said, how does cancel culture not exist? Look at Noel Clark. He's been cancelled. Noel Clark has been held accountable for his actions. And Noel Clark also has admitted to some of his actions. He should be respected a bit more for that. Noel Clark also didn't really attempt to continue working. It affected his mental health. And I think... and then he kind of backed off. So you could say that. You could say it damaged him to a point that he didn't continue to work. But no, it's like I said this earlier, and I've said it in more detail, that cancel culture, as they call it, is just capitalism. And people who are screaming about cancel culture are usually supposed to be right-wing people who are pro-capitalism. It's just losing a job because the consumer doesn't want to buy your product anymore. And that's how the world works. That's capitalism, and it's it's our society. I think the Noel Clark situation, you know, there's some racism involved for sure in the fact that he may have been handled differently to how white counterparts of his in the industry may have been treated, but it doesn't mean he didn't do anything. And I didn't like the way when he was able to come back and make a comeback interview tour recently and get loads of support, which I didn't think was right. I don't like the way they supported him blindly. There was just complete blind support for him. The other day, Octavian had this whole thing. Apparently, Octavian's cancelled, but he literally just, there was a rumor that he was not guilty, and everyone just runs with that. Everyone just shares that, oh, he's not guilty, but it's not even true. There is no not guilty for him. Chris Hayes said, I can't remember what Noel Clark did now. He just got a bunch of accusations from women he was working with. And to be fair, he was quite set up by the newspaper in that they gathered, you know, I don't like when newspapers like get involved to the point where their agenda is just selling papers, right? You know, I recently got contacted by The Sun. I haven't bothered to talk about it, but I did end up talking to them, but nothing's come out. And if it does, it might be attacking me, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? And I'm quite fully aware of that, but it might be attacking Katie Hopkins, who knows? But yeah, you know, I don't really respect it when papers put these things together just to sell papers, because it's not from an honest place. It's not trying to help those women, yeah? But it doesn't mean I'm going to ignore what those women have said, and that it's actually a real thing, and the consequences that come with that. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Kwedamawi Essene, I've said your name before. I asked if I said it right already, but I think he's terrible as a rapper. I really don't know why he gets so much praise. He's corny as hell. Eminem, I gather you're talking about. I mean, I used to think Eminem was amazing. And recently I've been enjoying annoying Eminem stans because it's fun in the comments. They're so passionate. I see all of these posts recently about how Eminem destroyed Kanye, Drake, and Lil Wayne on Forever or whatever, and made them all change their verse, and I just felt like winding them up. So I was like, Eminem's got the worst verse on that song. And then I sat here and thought about it, and I thought, everyone used to, and probably myself, I said, oh yeah, he had the best verse. Kanye said he rewrote his verse, everything. And I thought, I can't think of one line from that song, so I went and listened to it. The verse is trash, like it's literally trash. It's terrible, like it's definitely the worst verse on the song. Like I could remember Drake bars, yeah? I know I've said I like Drake and a lot of people don't, but like Drake's bar opened like, last name ever, first name greatest. Like that's a dope opening line. Labels want me beside the X like Malcolm, like certain punchlines and that. His verse is dope. Do you know what I'm saying? But with Eminem's verse, what it is that Eminem his style has a way of making it sound like he's better than he is the first time you listen to it, just because it's like intense and it's got this delivery to it that's like hard hitting, and because you expect it to be amazing, you kind of automatically think that it is. But when you look back on it and you listen, you're like, what did he say? Where's the line? And I've been, since I thought of this in them comments, them forums, every time I've been asking, man, like, name me one line from that song. Name me one dope line. And they can go and get the lyrics and find one if they want. But they can't. Not one person is able to name me a dope line from that verse. Someone's Amen in Hotep said Drake's verse was hard. Yeah, his verse on that tune is hard. Like literally, Wayne's verse is hard. Like Kanye's verse is hard to be honest. I don't know. Like maybe Wayne or Drake goes hardest for me. Someone said I don't like M's flow and definitely don't like the sound of his voice. Yeah. Chris says that I liked Eminem because I was young and he was funny. Like now, early stuff is corny. Yeah. And then he said he technically improved massively last 5 years. See, I see people saying this a lot, like technically as a rapper, but when I listen to him technically now, he's literally saying nothing. Like he's saying nothing. I listened to the Eminem show in my car the other day, and I was like, because I'd listened to Slim Shady LP and Marshall Mathers LP a few years ago. And like, you know, like with my kind of thoughts on misogyny and stuff like that, I mean, some of the lyrics make me really uncomfortable now as an adult. But as a kid, as a teenager who was just excited by the content and the swearing and all of that, like, yeah, I thought it was great. I listened to it again recently and I thought, this is terrible. Like, some of it is really terrible. Like, it's just not, things he's saying is horrible. The beats are not very good. Do you know what I'm saying? They're quite, and I call out people that cuss pop music all the time, but it's really quite bland. Like, it's not, it's like boom bap, but without the, you know what I'm saying? Without that oomph, you know what I'm saying? Without the boom. Chris said also his vocal tone in ears is painful. I can't see one of the words there. Yeah, it's painful. In early years, it's painful. Yeah, yeah, man. Like, it's not like, I get it. It was groundbreaking in certain ways, whatever. But I don't love it. And maybe he's got better technically, but he doesn't sound like he has that passion. There was a passion in the beginning that made it connect, and I want to listen to him now. I can't listen to him, but maybe it's a me problem. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyway, I was listening to the Eminem show. This is a long tangent without finishing this video. We'll finish it in a sec. But I was listening to the Eminem show and I decided, nah, that's his best album. It's when he started to acknowledge the white privilege in his career. The opening song is White America. He started to acknowledge certain political things. It's when he became more just open and honest and truthful about his life rather than making it into a joke and a comedy about killing his wife and all that, which was just horrible. I'm like cleaning out my closet. It's a horrible story to make about your mother when you deep it, but it was a very emotional and raw song, an honest song or whatever. I liked that when I was younger, that song a lot, and the production that he produced himself. I didn't relate to it, but I also thought about that song when I was listening in the car the other day, because I know a lot of people, there's a lot of black old school rappers and in general that talk about how Eminem isn't really listened to by black people or in the hood or in hip hop circles or in the club. And I thought, and it's because they're saying those people don't relate to him. And I thought, that song, Dissing Your Mother, yeah, like in black culture, it is not a thing to diss your mother like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, mothers are respected and loved and praised. You know what I'm saying? Like Tupac made Dear Mama, and we loved that. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of love and respect for my mum. I still do have a very strong relationship with him. So even me as a white person, I didn't relate to that. Although I got friends who I see their relationship with their mothers that I see who did relate to that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was an interesting thought I just had on that point. But yeah. Chris Hayes said, when Eminem started to produce his own beats, I agree, they're boring as hell. You can tell the ones produced by him. Yeah, but I kind of disagree with you. I think, because I think the first two albums were those, his name was Webb something or something, he had these two producers. The thing is, he used to produce all those beats, but he just had two people who did it for him. He'd tell them what to do. And then Dre made one or two beats. Dre didn't really produce much for Eminem on most of his albums. And then the Eminem show is the one where he stopped using those other guys, or he just started giving himself the credit. And I don't know, man, I thought the beats were better on that album than the first two, some of them at least. Maybe it was a more poppy album, I don't know, but to me it felt more of a cohesive project. Couple corny singles, like all his albums do, but I kind of don't, I was saying the other day, I'm not mad at them in the context of the album. Anyway, let's just see this to the end.
Honestly, I think it depends who you ask when it comes to this. People like Nick Cannon, Benzino, and a lot of other just music fans think that him simply saying soz wasn't good enough. Like I said at the start of this video, I'm in no ways thinking that Eminem is a racist. But he did do something racist in saying the things that he said on these tapes. Yeah, that's just, you can't argue with that. Listen to them back.
Facts.
They're laughably shit, but the stuff that's being said in them is anti-black. It's racist. On the other hand, you could believe
Good work,
he
mate.
never made the one with the N-word in it, and that it makes sense that he was young and angry at his ex-girlfriend, so you can forgive him for the longer track, because he was, like he says, an angry, stupid kid. In fact, according to Bizarre in another interview with Lad TV, that almost 5-minute clip was taken from a longer segment where M was rapping about all of the races, and the Source just chopped it down into the black part.
The song was cut off and edited. The song was, they was freestyling. They was naming all.
I've
type
heard
of
this
races.
before. It's ridiculous
White
already.
Girl, what you think about a white girl, black girl, like a black girl, basically. But the Source just edited the black girl part and made it like it was racist.
And honestly, for me,
that's the stupidest thing ever. Like, you know when you're just trying to help your brethren, so you just think of a thing on the top, but if you listen to the words in the context, or you listen to the lyrics of the song, you can tell it doesn't fit with that story at all.
if that's true, that just raises more questions than answers and almost confirms this theory that it was some sort of race-themed freestyle hour where, you know, a group of 4 white dudes were sat in a basement rapping about other races. Like, it's just really uncomfortable, weird thoughts. So it's even worse. It's almost confirming the fact that this tape was longer, and they were rapping about, oh, don't worry, it wasn't just about black people. We went after Latinos and Asians and whatever as well. Like, it's a really horrible thought.
Oh, man.
Thank you all so much for watching until the end. Jump in the comments and let me know what you think about all this. Are you an Eminem fan? What do you think about the tapes? Do you think he should have been punished more at the time? Do you think they're even Eminem at all? I just want to repeat once again, I'm not suggesting Eminem's a racist. I don't believe that he is.
Look at the time that man has to give the caveat. I don't think Eminem's a racist. Da, 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 just because he knows. But there's a difference between me and this brother. Pick up this brother though. I don't care. I don't care to upset racist white people. This guy wants to cater to white people a bit too much. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. I said it earlier on. He said, please subscribe. I said, depending how he handles this. There you go, my G. There you go, my G. You get your subscribe. Because I think he handled that well. Yeah, there's Eminem and his racist tape. So, I mean, I just shared that because in context of the Benzino interview, I think it is actually quite wild that Eminem, I've said this probably about 5 times throughout this episode now, but Benzino tried to expose Eminem for racism, and in turn, Eminem was able to use his white privilege to ruin Benzino's life and have him bullied for 22 years. And then 22 years later, he's now making diss songs about Benzino because Benzino's been carrying on doing interviews about it as if there's something wrong with that. I think, yeah, Eminem should sit down with him and should address it and put it to rest and hug it out. But what's happened instead is his millions of fans are making memes and bullying Benzino for crying, saying it's over Eminem, when actually Benzino just said some real shit. Yeah, that's all crazy, man.
Do you
Still,
ever have one of those days?
one sec. There was Katie Hopkins jumping in because I've clicked on a video. I didn't mean for it to play. I was going to address a Katie Hopkins video. I was going to do a Just Pearly Things reaction because I've got an actual podcast I'm shooting tomorrow, which is I'm going to be talking with a guest from Just Pearly Things about her experience. But we've been going so long, nearly 3 hours. I think this is the longest live I've done, even though it's been chopped into 2 because it got cut off. I'm going to leave it there. So big up everyone that's been locked in. SJW hat on right now. Available at socialjusticewarrior.co.uk. And yeah, man, it's been a good one. I'm going to roll out a load of videos from this over the following days. Shade print laughing, Katie Hopkins burst into the room. Yeah, like, do you know what it is? I want to do reactions to fresh content, and she dropped an interview. She dropped a clip 10 hours ago. It's 7 minutes long though, and the amount I love talking in between will be another 20 minutes, which I'm thinking, let me just allow it. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me just allow it. But yeah, big up everyone in the comments. Big up Chris Hayes. Big up Shade Print. Big up Amen. I'm Hotep. Big up Kedamawi Essene, and everyone that was on the last video. Big up to Ben Ashby, who told me that I should react to the Benzino Drink Champs thing, and I'm really glad that I did. That's probably the longest reaction I've done to one thing, to the point it actually got the video locked off. But it is what it is. I'll edit it up together into a video. Someone, Kwedamawi Essene says, can you do the show soon addressing that Maya 2C TV show and the hate it's spreading to a UK audience? He uses the word Islamists a lot, a serious red flag, and he likes Tommy Robinson. Yes, bro. Let me know, but I'm going to stay here so you can answer this. But someone commented that on one of the videos that I should do reactions to him. So was that you? And yes, I had a very brief look, but I like to do natural reactions as much as possible, so I didn't really watch anything, but I looked at some of the titles, and it looked absolutely insane. I definitely want to do some reaction to that stuff. The problem is with this show though, is like something current in hip-hop culture that's relevant will come up, or something current in like stuff I've got going on online. He's saying, yeah, it was him. Yeah, big up for that, man. Big up for suggestions. And I always want to do the suggestions I get as well. But yeah, there's always just new shit that I got to address that comes up. And then like there's two things, like you see, there's two things I want to do here that I can't fit in. I think what I need to do is start going more than once a week. Going 2 or 3 times a week so that I can get more of these things in. But yes, we're going to do that, man. I'm definitely going to do that. So be on the lookout, man. And yeah, one love, man. Big up to everyone that's been locked in. I'll definitely be back next Monday, 9 p.m. But I may do another day or two this week if I get the time. So yeah, one love.